What's up, Mantis Vigilantes? Do you want to take your Razorleaf from this to this? And become truly feared across all corners of the galaxy?
Unknown vessel. Respond immediately or face the consequences. Don't even think about jumping. Scanning. Huh? What? Damn it, you're the Mantis. It can't be. It can't be. Listen, just go. Sorry to bother you. Here's some credits. Please, just don't kill me, alright? I got kids! Like, so many kids! 10 of them! 10 children! More! Less! So many little mouths! Just don't kill me. Adam? Anna? Alphonse? Adele? Adam? Oh, I already said that. Please, I just want to live. Take this, please. It's every single credit I got. I promise. That's everything. Literally everything. Can I go now? Nothing. Cargo hold's empty. The only thing I got is the shirt on my back. I promise. A shirt? Yes! Yes, of course! Here! Thank you for sparing me! Go now!
But to truly instill fear in the hearts of the unjust, let's clear out Crix on very hard difficulty. What's up, shipbuilders? We're going to be upgrading the Mantis step by step, upgrade by upgrade, character level by character level, to advance your own legend across all corners of the galaxy. Now, the Mantis is cool. It creates some unique and hilarious gameplay events, but to be honest, it's a pretty weak ship when you first acquire it. Taking a look at its main components, its reactor is only an A-class, limiting you to A-class ship parts. But even worse, it only generates 18 points of power. For comparison, that's only 4 more than the Frontier, the base ship in the game. Now, the Grav drive only provides this ship 22 light years of jump range, which is well short of the 28 required to reach every star system. And the shield is the 6th worst in terms of shield health in the game. Plus, the weapons aren't maximized with the quantity you could have, nor do they provide much overall damage output. The one redeeming quality actually is the engines, not because they're particularly good engines in their own right, but they're Class A engines, which do provide a high top speed. So we have our work cut out for us. But by the time we're done, we'll have this ship turned into the most powerful combat ship in the entire game. Now, first things first, we do need to walk through the fastest way to actually get this ship. You can acquire it nearly at the beginning of your playthrough, and there's a fairly quick way to not only get this ship, but to unlock some of the most powerful weapons at an early character level, as well as upgrade your tech tree skills. So we can make progress on all of these fronts as we progress towards acquiring the Mantis. And so we're going to walk through exactly how to do that. Now, the first thing is you're going to just want to start the main quest, the Constellation quest line. Do this main quest, Sarah's going to follow you, and you're going to go to the Vanguard and sign up. And you're going to want to actually do these first couple tasks for the Vanguard so that you can be sworn in as a member of the Vanguard. So that means you're going to have to go downstairs, listen to a PA system, tell you about the history of the settled systems, and then you get to go to a piloting simulator. Now this is a cool part because you can actually redo this piloting simulator as many times as you want, which is a great way to upgrade your own piloting skill. And there's no risk because if you die, it's just a simulator. So do this over and over, and a key hint here is that there's actually these debug tools that you can do at any point. And this will give you a big assist to completing Tier 6 of the piloting simulator. So if you can complete Tier 6, you'll get some extra bonuses as rewards when you get back to...
How'd you do against your
mission.
foes? Tier 6. You cleared Tier 6. No one clears Tier 6, even with the debug tools. Should be damn proud of yourself.
I've never seen someone reach that tier. Huh, that's incredibly impressive.
So this is important because this is going to unlock the next quest in the Vanguard quest line called Grunt Work, and you're going to want to complete that quest as well. And that, after you do that, you will have access to Vanguard ship parts. There's some key weapons and a shield that we're going to use later. So complete Grunt Work, and those weapons will unlock.
And here,
at their
so
ship
everyone knows
technician.
you're working with the Vanguard. Welcome to the Navy, Captain. Vanguard's also got some custom ship modifications. You'll be cleared for access to them next time you're down at the spaceport. Talk to ship services.
Now from here, we're going to flip back to the main Constellation quest line. This is going to have you eventually go to this abandoned star yard. And the reason we're going here is you'll encounter a bunch of spacers here. So kill them, loot their bodies. You should find on one of them this secret outpost note. You're going to want to take that, and that will begin the Mantis quest. So follow the Mantis quest all the way through. It's a fun one. And when you get to the end, go ahead and claim your ship.
Leon, you've done it. You're here. The lair now belongs to you. Inside, you'll find all
From here, we can go ahead and claim our ship, take off, and for nearly all of these upgrades we're going to make, you can make them at an outpost landing pad. So for those that don't know, the outpost landing pad contains the greatest spread of ship manufacturers and their ship parts. There may be a couple as we get to the end of our upgrades that we'll have to go to some unique ship manufacturers for, and we'll talk about that when we get there. Alright, let's get into the upgrades. Now the Mantis is a perfect lightweight combat ship build to expand upon. Now ideally, it's a single fighter, but if you want to max the stats, you're going to want some crew, and so the very first thing we're going to do is change this hab to a control station, which gets us up to 5 crew members. You really only need 4 to max your stats, and so that's plenty. And then because we did that Grunt Work quest, we can actually add one of the best particle weapons in the game right off the bat. So you only have to be level 1 for this. These Vanguard Obliterator auto projectors. You can have up to 6 of these, so we're going to max out with 6 of them. Their high fire rate and damage to both hull and shield means these are some of the best weapons in the entire game. So right away, we're upgrading one of the biggest weaknesses of our ship. The next thing we're going to do is look at the grav drive. And so, as we said earlier, our jump range is only 22 light years with this grav drive. We need at least 28 in order to jump to every star system. So we're going to upgrade our grav drive. And the way I do that is just to scroll through the grav drives and find one that gets me at least 28 light years of jump range. So this R3000 Alpha grav drive does that. But to use this, you will need to be character level of at least 15 for that to show up. So character level 15, and you can upgrade your grav drive. And then we're just going to grab the color scheme and paint this to match the rest of the ship. For our next upgrade, we're actually going to upgrade our engines. Now, these are already Class A engines, so we're getting a decent top speed, one of the highest in the game actually, but we can actually get higher. If we use the White Dwarf 3015s, we can get a top speed of 180, 30 points faster than the other highest top speed engines in the game. Now you will need Starship Design rank 4 for these engines, so you have to upgrade that. To upgrade that, you can just slap on a bunch of random ship parts, save and then delete later. But you also need to be character level 24 to get these engines. Now, these are worth it because you can basically outrun any enemy ship, fly circles around them. And to get these to attach, we're going to just use some of these Nova wings and attach the engines to the back. Now you wouldn't have to have all 4 of these. You saw once we had at least 2 of them, our mobility was at 100 again, just given the low mass of our ship. I went ahead and added 4, just means you'd have to allocate more power to them to get your top speed. And given our reactor's pretty weak, you might want to have just 2 for now. But that brings us to our next upgrade, is our reactor, and we're actually going to go to this 102DS mag inertial reactor. It gets us 24 power points, and it's a Class B reactor. So much more power points, plus, given that it's a Class B, it's going to unlock some additional ship parts for us that we couldn't use otherwise. So that is going to be a big upgrade unlock for us by going up a class in Reactor. And the reason we went with this one is you only have to be level 25 to upgrade to this reactor. Piloting rank 3, Starship Design rank 1. And after we've upgraded our reactor, we can grab this Vanguard Bulwark Shield. This is one of the best shields in the game. Max health of 1450 for this. Its health per power points are also one of the best in the game, just given its high shield health. And so even if you have to underpower this, it's still one of the best shields in the game. And it's fairly lightweight at only 70 mass. So one of the best shields in the game right off the bat. And again, to get that shield, you really only need to have done the Vanguard, the first grunt work quest that we already did. Now I'm going to go ahead and swap out this landing gear to make room for more weapon mounts. Because our next upgrade, we're going to look at adding a few more weapons. Because we did that Vanguard grunt work quest, we can actually also add these Vanguard Hellfire autocannons. These are ballistic weapons and Class B, so we can use them now that we've upgraded our reactor. Even though they're ballistic, they do an insane amount of hull damage, but also shield damage given their ridiculous fire rate. And you'll notice you only need they only use 2 power points, so you can have up to 6 of them. We could also use these PBO 175 auto helion beams. They are also Class B, but to use those, your character level has to be at least level 48. So you may not be there yet. That might be an upgrade down the road. Okay, these are the weapons we're going to go with. We're going to put on our max 4 of these PBO 175 auto helion beams, so we can have up to 4 of them. And that's the other thing about the nice thing about these Nova wings is they have 2 weapon mounts at only 1 mass, and so we can fit a bunch of these weapons on here. And this is what's going to make our ship truly feared across the galaxy. And then putting 6 of these Hellfire autocannons. This will just help us melt enemy ships. Put on a couple of these weapon mounts just to put our Hellfire autocannons maybe on the front of our ship, since they are a bit large and they mount kind of odd. In fact, I think I'll put the Obliterator particle beams up there and the Hellfires down low, something like that. get those to mount on there. Goodness. And then we'll just have to get rid of the missile launcher on the front, since you can only have 3 weapon types. For our next upgrade, since we now have a lot of parts that are demanding a lot of reactor power, we're going to look to upgrade our reactor again. So right now we're only getting 24 power points from our reactor. We can get up to 39 from a similar reactor. So instead of the 102 DS, we're going to go up to the 104 DS. This is one of the best reactors in the game. It gets 39 power points, very close to the max 40 that are possible with the best reactors. And it's still just a class B, meaning its mass is pretty darn low. And so again, we're keeping that idea of a lightweight, super powerful fighter here. Now you will need piloting rank 3, starship design rank 4 for this, and you also need to be level 60. So once you're at level 60, all the ship parts should unlock and be available to you. Which brings us to our next upgrade, or potential upgrade in this case. We're using the Hellfire autocannons. If you want a full particle beam loadout, which technically would be the most powerful weapon loadout in the game, you might consider changing out those Hellfires for these Exterminator 95 MEV auto Helion beams. Now you will need to be level 60 to use these and have Starship Design rank 4. For these, you cannot get them at your outpost landing pad, so you'll need to either go to Stroud Eklund in the Narion system. You can get these from the ship technician in Aquila. I think you can also get these in Neon as well from that ship technician, or I think even from Tayo Astroneering. I think you can also get them in Hopetown. So a couple different places you can get those weapons, but you just cannot get them from your outpost landing pad. So technically this would be the most powerful weapon loadout given damage output in the game. At this point we've essentially maximized our damage output, but there are some additional upgrades, technically speaking, that we could make to get us to the most powerful ship in the entire game. So you can see a couple things we're going to want to do is upgrade our reactor to the Pinch 8A reactor. Now this actually has fewer power points at 36, but its hull value, or its health points, are significantly higher than any other reactor in the game at 1950. We're still going to use the White Dwarf 3015s, but also because we've upgraded our reactor to a C-class, we can get an even more powerful shield from a shield health perspective. So we're also going to change the look a little bit. We will still want to maintain the Mantis kind of shape, if you will, as well as its lightweight fighter status. But we're going to clear out a few things, and we're also going to have to change out our landing gear here. So we get rid of the reactor and the shield since we're going to upgrade those. Now the first thing we're going to do is just to add a few of these structural pieces as we go. We're also going to swap out some of our landing gear here just to change to the look and get a little bit more landing thrust as well. So what we were using only had 1 landing thrust. These Hope 6 landing gear actually have 2. And again, you can get these from your outpost landing pad. So you can get these landing gear from there. Really the one piece that you can't get would be the Pinch 8A reactor. So you can't get that at your outpost landing pad. Similar to those Exterminator particle beams, you'll need to either go to Stroud Eklund, Star Yard in Narion, or the ship technician in Aquila, or the ship technician in Neon or Hopetown. You can get that reactor there. All these structural pieces you can get from your outpost landing pad, that's not a problem. The only other pieces that you may need to go elsewhere for would be the shielded cargo. And so the place to get that typically is at the Red Mile. You can get those from a guy named Lon Anderson inside the Red Mile. So I'm going to build out the wings here. So like a Mantis, we should have 2 pairs of wings. And that also gives us a lot of weapon mount spots, which just provides more intimidation to our enemies. So you'll see I've rearranged some of the weapons on this build. I've also darkened up the color of the ship a little bit, I just liked that a little better, obviously personal taste. So we'll get rid of those weapons on the side of the grav drive. And you'll see on the side of these Nova radiators, I actually have a weapon mount to hold the PBO 175s. So just one more place to get weapons on our ship. I'm going to go ahead and select all of those together, all those parts, and move them over. Now we're keeping the White Dwarf 3015s. Again, these are the fastest engines in the game by far. And once you've got Sam Coe on your crew, he will actually give you an extra boost to your top speed, such that when you boost your engines, you will be able to fly away from any enemy and actually recharge your shields, making you basically unstoppable. Not only that, you'll be flying circles around any other enemy ship. I did want to show that these Hope 6 landing gear, there's a couple different varieties of them, so these are the back-facing varieties, just again to try to maintain kind of the Mantis, original Mantis look of the ship. And for these wings on the top, the Stroud bracers, the Nova wings, and the other White Dwarf engines. Now you can see in our stat box, we've still got 100 mobility. As long as we keep our mass below 1020 mass units, our mobility will stay at 100. So we do have a little bit of cargo. You'll see with those 2 cargo slots on the back, but we don't have much mass to play with. Now this is the main upgrade. That Assurance shield gets us the highest shield health in the game at 1600, so a bit of an upgrade from the Vanguard shield, but it is a lot heavier. Its mass is a lot higher. So up to you if you want to use that or not. Same thing, this Pinch 8A reactor, nearly double the mass of that Class B reactor we were using, but again, I think its health points more than make up for it. Given that this is a lightweight fighter anyway, I'm not really concerned with having that much cargo space. We'll have a separate ship for cargo. Now I've just put these Deimos wings on either side, and then some in the middle. And now our fuel tank sits in between these bottom 2. Now, I do have Sarah Morgan on my crew, and my astrodynamic skill is maxed out for my character, so I only need about 210 fuel units to go from one side of the galaxy to the other. You may need to upgrade your fuel a little bit, depending on your character, but again, just putting Sarah Morgan on your crew will take care of that too, given her own astrodynamic skill. I'll put those cargo pieces on, and that's it. The most powerful combat ship in the game. And if you're flying this, you've earned the title of the Mantis. Until next time, keep building.